Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. My name is Jennie Menn, and I would like to do a little expose on behalf of my members. So we're going to start with this. A big lie is a propaganda technique. The expression was coined by Adolf Hitler when he dictated his book in 1925, Mein Kampf, about the use of lies so colossal that no one would believe that someone would have the impudence to distort the truth so infamously. In other words, if the lie's big enough, people think, what's a common thing that you hear? Why would they lie? Well, who on earth? That's like saying, well, people don't lie. People lie every day. But that's a common expression. Why would they lie? But that shouldn't be even a factor in consideration of why they would lie, because why they would lie is irrelevant. It's the fact that they lie that matters. Another common technique is to mix in truths with lies. A very famous person for that is Alex Jones, for example. He's known as like this conspiracy theorist that exposes all of these things. But the truth is he doesn't expose anything that hasn't already been exposed. And he has like all these people that send him information, and he doesn't really expose the truth. But when you mix in truths, then people will accept the lies that you also seed in it as well. So if they're like, I know this is true, and he's saying this, and not everybody knows this, I know it, but not everybody knows this. Most people don't know this. So I know he's telling the truth. So then they accept the lies that he seeds in with it. So people lie, okay? So what's the agenda behind the lie? Well, it doesn't really matter. For me, I'm the kind of person, I guess people tell me all the time, you're too trusting. And I am. I understand this, but I also understand there's nothing I can do about it. While I know it's not true, I would like to believe that I live in a world where most people are good. So I just, it just makes me happy. It gives me less stress not to face the truth. So, again, the reason people lie is really irrelevant. But let's go into a few things. And like I say, I trust pretty much everyone until they lie to me. Now, once they lie to me, if the lie is big enough, they might say that I don't look fat when I do, or something like that, then I'm not going to stop talking to them, because some lies don't matter. They might say they, have a girlfriend when they don't. That lie doesn't matter to me, okay? But I'm talking about a big lie. Now, when I came online, I had a company by the name of Cybernautic Educational Services. And the purpose of that company was to expose scams, because I believed very naively that if people knew about these scams and how they worked, that they'd stop joining them. I found that not to be true. I did really, really in-depth reports, and I found that people didn't listen to them. In fact, people that I know didn't listen to them because they would rather, for whatever reason, promote it. Maybe quick money, whatever. There's lots of people online, especially today, who make money promoting things that they know are a scam. If you talk to them, you'll be like, that's a scam. Yeah, if you get in quick and you get your money out quick, then you'll make money. And it's just like, yeah, you sleep well at night with that type of thinking? But anyways, I digress. So I want to talk about, I want to show an example of this, because I think it's very, very important that when you get involved in a company that you do your due diligence. Now, there's only so much due diligence that you can do, because unless you're a sociopath, you don't think like a sociopath. You can't figure out the things that they're going to say. I remember I had a client one time, and he told me, we've got to figure out what people are going to do to try to cheat our company and program in fixes before we launch. And I just laughed, and he was like, what? And I was like, Unless you're a sociopath, you can't do that. You're never going to come up with all the ways that they're going to do it unless you are one. So you do your due diligence for what you can think of, and that's really the best that you can do. And even if you can't find anything at all on someone, it still doesn't mean that the program is legitimate. It just means maybe it's the first time they're pulling a scam. But the problem that people have is when they do find something bad, they instantly take it as truth, and they sort of walk away. And that's a big error as well. Because, as I said, when I had that company, Cybernautic Educational Services, people hated me. The scammers hated me, and so they wanted to do everything that they could to discredit me. Lot more things have been taken offline, like kind of faded away than have ever been put on that are online right now about me. But there's a lot of bad stuff about me, and that's because I've taken down a lot of companies. I've caused people to go to jail. I've caused several companies to collapse, and I did that because they were scams. Now, we all get scammed, and I don't say that somebody that, has promoted a scam makes them a scammer. They're only a scammer if they didn't know. If they knew when they were doing it. So I might tell somebody, look at this, and if they still promote it, then I'm like, okay, well, you're a scammer, and, so when you're looking at something, you gotta dig deeper than that, because you might be passing up a really good opportunity because you took the word with gossip and didn't consider why somebody would do that. Now I'll give you an example. There's probably 50 million videos online. Well, not 50 million, but there's a lot of them. You can go look on YouTube that say Michelle Obama is a man. And they got some pretty convincing truths about them, okay? Not truths, but proofs about them. You watch them, you're like, yeah, sure as hell looks like she's a man. Pardon if I didn't mean to say that. And there's also videos that say that Obama himself is the Antichrist, the Pope is the Antichrist, the President of Turkey is the Antichrist. It's a whole long list. And these people are all offering proof that these people are the Antichrist. Well, logic would preclude that even if one of them is right, all the rest are lying, right? Because there's only one Antichrist, right? So, and if there is an Antichrist, I'm just saying, there's only one, right? The story of the Antichrist is it's one person being whatever. So that means that all the other videos claiming that this person or that person or that person, all their proof is nothing but lies. So again, why do people lie? There's lots of reasons, and it doesn't really matter why they lie. I was in the bank the other day, and I live in Turkey, and a lady said something to a friend of mine, and he confirmed positively that he did hear what she had said, and then he translated it to me, and he said, did you hear that cholesterol is a big lie, which is what she told to him? And he had said yes, that he did, and I said, oh, I've known about that for well over a decade. Since they've started talking about it, I knew it was a lie, because it doesn't make any sense. That's like saying if you eat too many apples, you're going to become an apple. If you eat cholesterol, you're going to get high cholesterol. That's ridiculous. I said the whole thing about fat is a lie too. Fat doesn't make you fat. If you eat too much fat, it's going to go out in the toilet, okay? Carbohydrates, excess protein, will turn into fat because your body can only use so much protein and so much carbohydrates in a given amount of time. Since those things have been put out there, we've gotten all kinds of new diseases. So why would people lie about that? There's a whole long laundry list of reasons why people would lie about that, why it wasn't exposed years ago. There's a whole laundry. It doesn't matter why. What matters is that it is a lie. So what I want to do is because I say that I'm doing this for my people to sort of, give them some sort of comfort. So let's look at what a lie looks like. Now you can Google my name and you can find all kinds of BS garbage like this. So, so here we have a person announcing a new program that I launched. Well, it's in pre-launch right now on August the 3rd. And he's talking about it and talking about, he really likes it. He joined on the same day that he's posting this. And then you have this guy come up, Troy Savory. And he says, don't people learn from traffic exchange, a traffic monsoon, or my advertising pays? These reverse revenue share sites are Ponzi's. Now, while we do share our revenue with our users, it's not a revenue share site. It's an SEO traffic system. That's what it is. The fact that we share revenue doesn't make it a revenue share program. Just like there's an app called Wow. It also shares its revenue with its users. There are sites that do that. Also, if you look up Social Security, look up Social Security and RevShare, you will see that it's also described as a RevShare. The portion that people get and that they pay into is termed as a RevShare. So the word RevShare doesn't make it like traffic monsoon, which everybody knew as a RevShare. Why did they only know it as a RevShare and not a traffic exchange, what it was? Well, because that was all it was about. That was the only reason people were using it. Same with my advertising pays. So the only reason people were using it was for this guaranteed return of income. Now, why does Social Security work and these two and others like them not work? Well, because these are actual Ponzi schemes. But the Social Security system works exactly the same way. So what's the difference? Well, with Social Security, you don't have a choice but to pay. You've got to pay. And if you don't pay, you'll go to jail because you haven't paid your taxes. So people have to pay every month, and they have to pay to the same organization. Where with Traffic Monsoon or My Advertising Pays, they don't have to keep paying. And they can take their money out of this and put it into the next greatest one that's just like it. And so it isn't, they're not getting their retirement, they're not forced to do it. So why does this, the simplest explanation of why these don't work is because no one knows their future earnings. No company, not even Google, has any idea of how much money they're going to make tomorrow. So when a company says we're going to share our revenue and guarantee you a certain return, well, you know it's a Ponzi scheme. Why? Well, okay, so let's look at it. Let's look at the original Ponzi scheme, okay? The idea is you pay the people that joined today from money that comes from people that join tomorrow. So to make the math simple, let's say for every person that you need to pay, you need 2 people to come in. So that means that the first day, no problem, second day, no problem, third day, no problem. You probably go to like 8 days, no problem. Now, mind you, these don't pay out this quickly, but it's easier to go by days than it is by months. Usually, these can be, but some of them do. Some of them are like they pay you every hour, they pay you every day. But for simplicity, because they're all different and how they're different doesn't really matter. By the end of 31 days, at first you only needed to get 2, but at the end of 31 days, to keep up that guaranteed rate of return, you need to bring in 13 million plus people on that 31st day. And that's why they collapse. And that's why they're guaranteed. I hear people say, well, when a rev share scams, what do you mean when a rev share scams? When you're talking about these programs, they started out that way. They absolutely started out that way. And that's why they're not legal. But these people that say that MLM and Ponzi schemes are the same thing are complete morons. because an MLM is a legal business model and Ponzi schemes are not. So, and another thing is people listen to ignorant people and they get their education that way. And again, if somebody says, well, this is illegal because of this, you need to go, instead of accepting that information, and go check, go to the FTC's website, go to, you know, whatever government organization and see if that's in fact true. You know, sometimes they'll take little blurbs out, and outside of the context in which it was said on the government site, then people will go, oh yeah, it does say that, and that is the link to that site. But if they were to just stop and go read it, they would see, no, that's a bunch of BS, and that isn't what it says. Okay. So he says the site makes claims that it cannot back up. Exactly how does traffic from this TE raise your search rank while other TEs don't? Okay, first off, it's not a TE. And second of all, there's actually a video that tells exactly how it works in terms of, and it also says that using traffic exchanges alone will actually drive your site down. So again, this person is just saying stuff, assuming that, lying, saying claims that cannot be backed up. They absolutely can be backed up. I'm a businesswoman. I'm not going to say something that isn't true, because I plan to be around a long time, and I have been around a long time. So, okay, so we go down here, and we see this reply, which I absolutely love, so I'm going to go ahead and quote it. He says, to say all rev share sites are a Ponzi is like saying all furry things are dogs. That's just brilliant. And I agree. So then we go down here, and he says, I'll join to check it out, but I expect it will either be shut down when the owners run off with the money, or when the SEC shuts them down. Now, why on earth would the SEC shut it down? It's not a securities, it's not an investment, and that's who the SEC covers, okay? And the owners are going to run off with the money. Yeah, because after 15 years online, that's my big game plan. I'm going to launch a program that has a free and a paid membership, and I'm going to wait till there's enough money, and then I'm going to run off with it. If you look at the way that we share revenue, we even share revenue with free members. The system shares revenue, but it is nothing like the other, what he's calling rev share programs. Our product is our main and fundamental focus, and it works. It absolutely works. Okay, so then it says, so we come down here. So now we're going to show the lies, okay? Now I don't know who this clown is. My guess is, at first I would say, well, why would this guy lie? Well, it's probably this reason right here, okay? This is a backlink. So if you go and pick on a big topic or pick a famous person, say something about them, what does this create? Creates a backlink. That would be my first guess until I read it. Then I see there's more to it than that. Okay, so I joined and started surfing. The only pages that come up are ads for your web base. It seems that Just in Time and your web base are from the same people. Way to go, Einstein. Like anybody in the company doesn't know that. It's not a secret. No one's trying to hide that. Page after page of fake reviews giving glowing reviews to your web base. First lie right here. Page after page of fake reviews. Now, if he would have read the first page or even the information in the back office, on this day, the 6th, this program is in pre-launch, and everyone was told, while you'll be able to see how the SEO system works, we've put sites in there for you to see how it works so everybody can build their downline, put their ads in because they need to be approved first, and then once that happens, we'll go ahead and turn it on. So the page after page of reviews were what? reviews of something that we have, but this says fake reviews. So that's the first lie, fake reviews about your web base. Some of them making blatantly false claims, such as your web base being the only app that allows you to play games for free, or they claim, now none of them say that. We've got huge glowing reviews, and none of them say it's the only app that allows you to play games for free. What it says, it's the only app that allows you to play games for free and win real money. Again, taking a line out of context. Taking it out of context in this way is, again, lie number 2. Or the claim that your web base must be aiming because it is a leading download on Google Play. Now, it doesn't say that either, okay? It does say that you can read the reviews yourself, okay? But they are amazing reviews from top app companies and from major industries. Miami Herald. In fact, every single news outlet that I can find, ABC, NBC, CBS, all of them have either reviewed, written something, or reposted something that was written about us. Okay? Now, it says the 5-star reviews on the Play Store are by people who want to sign up under them. Now, there are some, because we actually tell them to put your link in there, but there are also, and I'm going to show you that, they're not all by people that give their username. I'm going to show you that. So that's lie number 3. So let's just stop right here so you don't forget where I'm at, and let's go take a look and show. I'm recording, so it slows down my internet. You'll have to. Okay. So fake reviews. Now, I'm not going to open every single one of these, but these are some of the reviews that we've pulled. And there are excellent reviews on our app. Now, some people would say, well, how can this have so many reviews and not millions, great reviews and not millions of downloads? Well, because you got to start somewhere. You can be great before everyone joins uses your product. Because if you weren't great before everybody started using your product, nobody'd use your product. Okay? So it's stupid and ignorant. So we're going to copy this one right here. And we're going to go to here. Now, if you notice the link, it said Huffington Post. Huffington Post is the largest news outlet in the world. Online, there isn't anything bigger than the Huffington Post. Again, what did he say? Fake reviews, glowing reviews. Oh my God, then that means the Huffington Post, the largest news network in the world, the largest news outlet, in the world, is making fake reviews about Google's app. Because there it is right there. This is the same article as my Firefox freezes up on me. Not good advertising for you, Firefox. So here we go. 6 Android apps will pay you to use them. So that's what it's about. Well, the first one is about Google. Obviously, if you're going to do of the millions of apps that are out online, they chose 6, and obviously you're going to do Google first. It wouldn't be politically correct not to. But then as you scroll down, there it is, your web base, get connected. Your web base allows you to earn real cash by simply playing games. Although the concept of this app, play games to win prizes, isn't new, it has a few cool features that let you earn in other ways as well, and you can read the rest if you want. Pause the video. So that's one. Now we got Entrepreneur Magazine. Now that is the largest U.S. business publication that I'm aware of. I haven't been in the States for a few years, but last time I checked it was. So we'll go there. So these are fake reviews, remember? Fake reviews. These are some of the things that he saw on our site when he said fake reviews. Because that's the list of the ones that I put in there. And I also don't recommend people get Arvea, because then you end up with things like this and it won't open sites for you. Okay, let's try this. Let's go to Google first. I really need to take this off my computer. Okay. So we'll have to go to Google because it's going to override whatever I put in there. And then I'll put the link into Google and then I'll click on the result. I do know how to use the internet, but as you can see, it isn't. Oh, great. So it's corrected it as well. So let me go back and copy it again. And do a search, and here we go. So we can see through Google this article right here, and here it is, Entrepreneur Magazine. Technically this is their website. So here we scroll down. It talks about different apps, some to save money, some to do different things. Don't remember, I think it's farther up as well. Okay, smartphone. Your web base. Another way to make some quick money while passing your time is playing free games that pay real cash prizes. See? Your web base is a connection point for tournament games for members. You can earn points by referring members, yada, yada, yada. Now, they didn't talk to us first before they did these reviews. That's not how reviews work. But anyways, now let's click on it and see if it actually goes to our app, right? Okay, so this is our app. So we've shown that. So do we think he's doing it for backlinks? Well, no, and here's why. Anyways, some research showed that We Imagine is a copyright by another company. Lie number 4. A single word is not considered a creative work by copyright law. The definition for the word could probably be copyrighted. But keep in mind that people would probably state the same idea with different words. So, a single word is not considered a creative work by copyrighted law. In other words, you can't copyright a word. Lie number 4 is, some research showed that We Imagine, which is a copyright of another company, by the way, and our app on iOS. Well, actually there's actually several companies that use this name. And it says, Anyways, some research showed that WeMagine was founded by Jennie Menn. And this isn't true because, see, WeMagine isn't a company. WeMagine is like a username. For our thing, it's like a username. And if you were to find this, my name's not going to come up. It's a corporation. And many names are on that corporation. But again, you're not going to find anything for WeMagine because WeMagine is a username that we publish on Google with. On ISO, we use a different username. So, again, lie number 4. If you don't know who she is, Google her. She has run at least a dozen illegal Ponzi schemes in the past, including several paid-to autosurf sites. Now that's really interesting because I've owned a free program for over a decade. It's been launched twice with the same name with the domain extension. First it was Avertopia.com, then it was Avertopia.org, but Avertopia.org is better than Avertopia.com just because we have more technology today than was originally founded. But it's a free company to help teaches people how to advertise online. And in that company, as long as that's been online, you will never see one auto surf site. Not even ones that don't ever pay you or paid to auto surf, whatever. Because as anybody that's a member of Advertopia will tell you, I say that auto surf sites are a complete and utter waste of time. Don't even bother turning them on. But again, dozens of illegal Ponzi schemes. Now, if you're going to say something like this, why would you not give a name of one? Now, like I said, a lot of people do what this doing. And why? For, like I said, a myriad of reasons. They could be mad at me. They could, want to discredit me because I do run free, things like, why are you going to pay to learn to advertise with that when you can get this for free, that kind of thing. But I've also exposed a lot of scams. And so you've got those people who want to discredit me. But like I said, the reason that someone's lying doesn't matter. Okay, so they always shut down after too many people were awaiting cash outs. Again, that fact doesn't matter because, of course, they never existed to begin with. But since she lives in Turkey, there is not much the U.S. government can do to prosecute her for her scams without the cooperation of Turkey. Okay, now this one I've heard before. Okay, Turkey's not Mexico. There's no land bridge between the United States and Turkey. Now, if you said Mexico, she lives in Mexico, and so she snuck across the border because, heck, you could go all the way into South America, all the way deep into South America, sneaking across borders. That's viable, okay? But Turkey is not a country you can sneak into from America, okay? Now, but again, people are ignorant. And like I said, if the lie's big enough, people are going to believe it. People also don't know that Turkey and the United States are NATO allies. They've got extradition laws between the two, okay? Meaning if somebody commits a crime here, they're going to be extradited. Unless they're really, 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 really rich, then you're going to have to, or some other type of thing. Like, I'm not Snowden, I'm not, Julian Assange, you know what I'm saying? But the easiest way, if the government of the United States wanted to get any person who is in Turkey, and let's say that the government did not cooperate, and they weren't being held in an embassy, as with the people that I named before, all they'd have to do is cancel my passport and I would be deported. Because I'm an American citizen. I have to have a passport. And in Turkey, even citizens must register where they live. If you move, and you're a Turkish citizen, and you move and you don't put in an official change of address with the city census, And I don't know exactly the time, it's either 2 or 6 weeks, something like, in between that time, you'll get a huge fine, which is like a third of most people's salary. So, and me being a foreigner, not only do I have to register where I'm at, I have to have a special identification, and police come to my door on a somewhat regular basis to verify that I am still here, ask for my passport, ask for my, identification to show that yes, I am still here at this address and that sort of thing. So this idea that I'm illegally hiding in Turkey is just absolutely ridiculous. Again, but it's a big lie that people might tend to believe, because people would go, well, why on earth would an American live in Turkey? Well, I suggest you go to Google and look for images of Turkey, and you might get an idea of why I might live in this absolute beautiful country. Might not be for you, but that's for you. You know what I'm saying? People live in South America, and I wouldn't live there, but they like it. So again, it's where I choose to live because I can. So, so again, this is a huge, huge, huge lie, and it's not the first time I've heard it. I've heard others were much more elaborate about it, but anyways. So what's that? Lie number 5. In this little bitty thing, it's really interesting. It says, she's also vicious to anyone who criticizes her way of doing business. You mean vicious to the people that I expose? Because yes, when you're exposing scammers, you do got to get vicious because they get vicious. And I'm one of those people I'm one of those first blood people. I'm not going to draw first blood, but if you draw first blood, then you're fair game. But it says she makes lawsuit threats regular to people who expose her scams. Okay, do you not have some sort of proof of this statement? Now, if I made lawsuit threats of people, say, for example, slandering my name, does not everyone do that? But anyways, she also promotes a cult-like mentality among her followers where they go to forums spewing vitriol on anyone who dares to criticize her. So that people would defend my honor makes me running a cult. I defend people's honor all the time. If I know them and somebody says something or asks me about them and I think that they're a good person, I'm going to defend their honor. That doesn't mean I'm in a cult. But apparently, if people defend me, that means they're in a cult. Because people have done some really, really good research and gone after some of these people that have made these posts about me. And so again, he's saying that they do that because they're in a cult. Not because they're trying to defend my honor, but because they're in a cult. One of her favorite tactics is to accuse people who criticize her of doing so out of misogyny. This is a tactic. Even now, I'm not saying that people do it out of misogyny, although that would be a reason to do it. It's generally not that, but it could be, But anyways, if Miss Menn is involved with Just in Time, run away now. Okay, so we can see no proofs, just a bunch of really, really grandiose lies. That again, does this type of thing hurt my business? It keeps the sheep away, but the sheep really aren't of any value to any company anyways, because they're just so flighty, they scare easily. So it keeps the sheep away. We don't have the, like tons and tons and tons of sheep joining, but we also don't have a bunch of fake accounts either, which you often see on a lot of these where the company puts in all of these, fake IDs or whatever, okay? Does it hurt us? I think if we were a regular company, in the end, it probably could. Does it hurt us? I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, now let's go over to this one here. I'm just going to do a couple just to make a point. Now this website right here clearly is anti-MLM. We've got Behind MLM. This is one of those people who believes that MLM and Ponzi schemes are the same exact thing. And again, as I said, MLMs are legal, Ponzi schemes are illegal. They are not the same thing. The oldest MLM company is still in business today, 130 years. Okay? Do you think if it was illegal, they wouldn't have shut them down? I mean, Avon is the oldest MLM company. And if it was illegal, surely they would have shut it down. Okay, so this review, I want to point out, was posted 3 days after anyone even knew the name of this company. So why do they pull so quickly? Well, there's a lot of freaking reasons. As I said, why doesn't matter. But let's go through. So this guy, he does have some good stuff on here about, some things, but he also has a whole bunch of BS lies. Why? To get traffic to his site. This Google search box, if people do a search thinking that they're going to search this website for something, they're actually going to do a search on Google, and he's going to get paid for that. So again, why would you not, if you wanted to do a Google search, which is what's going to happen when you do a search, it's not going to search the site, but it appears that it will, okay? Because you make money that way. All right. Says there's no information on the Your Web-based website, including who owns or runs the business. Well, because you're not taking anybody's money, you really don't need to say. The Your Web-based website domain was registered on the 31st of July 2015. However, the domain registration is set to private. Now, this is a big thing that people will say that makes it a scam. No, why do companies set theirs to private? Because if you don't set it to private, you'll get so much spam. It's unbelievable. And this is the biggest reason why people pay extra money to register it privately. Now, can you still find out who owns it? Yes, a professional can, but all the spammers can't. The government could, yada, yada, yada. Further research reveals that the email address attached to the email section of the Your Web-based website was issued by the RE24735 affiliate RNP Marketing. So it says that this email address was issued by, now I don't know how, Inbox is a very big email company. So here's our first lie, that they issued this email address. These two have nothing to do with each other, okay? Now, my username, most of the time, throughout every single program, is Zoe Nicole. And in fact, at one time, I was a member of this company right here. I was a member of this company. But and I bet you if I do a search for, I'm not going to do a search for it. I bet you if I do a search for it, it would, and I replace Maine with Zoe Nicole, it's probably still there. However, this isn't real because then my email address would have been taken and I wouldn't have, this fake thing wouldn't have been able to sign up. So let's go a little bit farther. RE257, that's this right here, was a recruitment-driven scheme launched about a year ago amid claims of $580,000 in fraud and $300,000 locked in frozen funds. The scheme collapsed shortly after. What's the site? myrerate.com. Let's go there and find out. Oh, it collapsed, did it? this is the domain that is on their site. Now, this was posted nearly a year ago. And like I said, the site's still there. But they're claiming that it was a scam. And I'm not saying it is a scam or it isn't a scam. But they're saying all of this stuff and that it collapsed shortly after launch. A year ago he's saying it. A year later, the site's still there. And what do they sell? Travel, energy, and business loans. So again, why they lie doesn't matter. But once you see that somebody is lying, that's when you no longer listen to anything that they're saying. Next is, according to Nevada State Records, R&P Marketing business registration license expired earlier this year in April. The sole listed officer of R&P Marketing is Joshua Matheny. Ergo, Matheny is the likely owner of your web base. Now, this is a really, really interesting thing right here because Joshua Matheny is a scammer. He's a known scammer, and he's known as a scammer because I exposed him. Him and his father have cheated people out of millions of dollars. Now let's go here. You can see one of the videos, and this was made when? September 3rd, 2015. This was made September 21st. This was made later, okay? And here we see Philip Matheny, his father, and me exposing the scam, because that's one of the things that I do. So again, this site is trying to associate my site with a known scam, coincidentally a scam I actually exposed. So, and then it says, the sole listed officer of R&P Marketing is Joshua Matheny, ergo Matheny is the owner of your web base. Why this information is not presented on the Your Web Base website is a mystery. Well, I don't know, because it's not true. So, again, why is this site lying about me? No frickin' idea. Surely in all this time, they would have realized how bad this makes them look because by very shortly after, everyone knew who owned your web base. So why would you not come in and take this down and apologize? Nope, because that's not what they do. Because having my name in an article, good or bad, is going to shoot you to the first page. So, again, so now let's see. So this is the point that I'm trying to make here. Do your due diligence. Know that you can never fully find out the truth about somebody. But when you find out something bad about somebody, don't instantly take the word of those people, because you could miss out on a really, really good opportunity. Now, why did I say earlier that I don't think any of this will matter? Well, first off, this company has been around for almost a year, and we've done everything that we've promised people. Every single thing. And the reason that it doesn't matter if I get a bunch of strangers to join, it kind of matters because, the whole idea was, I want to help these people that had been scammed, especially in this Phil Matheny guy. He literally scammed people on their deathbeds. Literally took every last dime they had when they were dying, okay? people who had nothing to leave for their families. And I thought that I could help, and so that's why I started this free company. Now, of course, in the beginning, they were saying, well, she's doing this trying to just collect a bunch of email addresses. Well, yeah, I know how to get the software to scalp email addresses from the internet. I don't need to do that. And again, we're still here, okay? And we deliver the things. You know, I could get where you might, oh, it's one of those ones that they're never going to deliver, but we delivered, okay? And we continue to deliver. And it is a 100% free way to make money. So why am I not concerned that we don't have tons and tons of members and everybody talking about how great we are? Because what we are delivering, that won't matter. See, because Facebook's not an MLM, and Google's not an MLM, and Instagram's not an MLM, Candy Crush isn't an MLM. All you have to do is deliver something great. And as you saw those rave reviews about my very first app, rave reviews across the media about my very first app. But that app is just like, it's a little folder to put all of our, it's got a game in it, and you can play and you can win, you know, all that other stuff. You can, you know, win from your downline and all that other stuff. But the bigger games, the tournament games, I won't need a single marketer to tell the world about it. Because who's not going to play, just as an example, one of the games, who's not going to play Candy Crush for a chance to win, for free, for a chance to win $25,000? Who's not going to play Candy Crush for a chance to win $1,000, even if you don't win, even if you don't even make it up into the tournament? Do you think I need to advertise that? Do you think I need to have an MLM for that? It's completely free. It's not like some other copycats that have come out later who charge you a fee to be an affiliate. There's no fee. We do not charge anything to participate in the tournaments or to earn a percentage of the winnings of your downline. So if these are scams, I've got to be the worst scammer in the world. I have to be the most retarded scammer in the world. Because how do you scam people without taking their money? So, again, I'm going to stop here. I'm not going to go through every single negative thing that's been made about me. But this is sort of to appease, you know, some people who ask questions, and then I got to answer them, and I'm really busy, so now I can just have this video and send it to them. So, in case they have questions, you know, new people and that sort of thing. So, again, I do programs that are free that help people. And if that makes me a scammer, you have a totally different definition of what a scam is than I do. And, you know, another reason why people want to keep people away from me is because they don't want people to hear the things that I say, because then they might stop joining their scams under them. And they really don't want people joining my program, which is free, because in order for them to make money off of my program, they actually have to build a downline of free members, but still work, where they can, you know, join some scam, get a whole bunch of people to join, get them to pay, and then go, oh, it's a scam. We're going to leave that one, or we're going to go to this one. Get them all to pay, get their money, and then go, oh, it's a scam, and go to the next one, go to that one. Well, you can't do that with a free program.